Hi, and welcome to our show today. Since we all seem to be more concerned about the future than we ever were before, we're going to be doing a show talking about the possibilities in the future. And our guest today is Gloria Yorke, and she is a best-selling author of this book about medical manslaughter, about what goes on in hospitals and with doctors. And I have something to say about that too, because I've had recent experiences that were a nightmare. And as a registered nurse, I really don't like to say that, but I have many incidences with many people now that there have been problems. So we'll talk about that too. But I want Gloria to introduce herself to you and tell us exactly what she does.
Hi, so wonderful to be here. Gloria J. Yorke, Master Tarot Reader and Spiritual Channeler, which is a medium that talks to the deceased. I know we think that our deceased are gone, but they are not. They're just in another realm and can still watch over us, love us, and communicate with us. And as a Master Tarot Reader, this is an elevation that I had risen to over the years, being part of the Tarot Association. And of course, you take several tests over the years, and finally reach the goal of being a master. My most recent book is Medical Manslaughter, as Karon had mentioned, which is the true story of my husband's death, which was due to doctor mistake. And the book was written so that you would avoid losing your loved one, and that you could learn a lot from the book in regards to the mistakes that are made in the hospitals and the nursing home. So I would advise you and encourage you, please, to get a copy either through Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or your local library. So when I'm doing the tarot, I usually start with the Celtic cross, because there's various methods to doing the tarot. And it does tell me what is happening with the querent presently, and also then it does show the future, which we're all interested in. Everyone wants to know about the future. But as we know, time is fluid, and so it's many times very difficult to pinpoint an exact timeline. But a lot of times we are advised naturally through spirit if it'll be 3 months, 6 months, or even up to a year. And that's what I do. I listen for the spirits to advise me on what is going to occur. And so as I shuffle these cards, I'm thinking very much so about Karon, and because that is who I'm going to do the reading for. And I'm asking the archangels and angels to guide us with answers to questions such as financial, health, family, friendships, love relationships, covers all aspects. And so let's see what the spirits might be saying for Karon.
This could be scary.
This could be very scary.
Although I get premonitions sometimes. One was to not get on I-55 today, or on Route 53, and I was right, because you said there was a big accident
Yeah,
there,
you're very smart.
Yeah.
One thing that the cards they are showing is that Karon has tremendous intuition. And so Spirit is advising me to tell her to use that intuition and in upcoming events and always. It's showing initially that Karon has been feeling that there are certain circumstances that are keeping her tied down from what she really, really wants to do, and she is just ready to come out, especially during this month of November and December, to come out and explore an idea that she has been working on for quite some time. And so it's also showing that Karon is going to be walking away from several people that do not serve her well anymore. Now, these could be friends, could be family, could be love relationships, because Karon is surrounding herself a lot with positive thinking, positive vibes. And there are certain people, we come to this point in life where we just outgrow them, or we find that they just want to be negative and they draw and pull your energy out. So Karon will decide who they are, and they'll become very evident to her before the end of this month and going into the next month. And then it's showing that from that point on, for the next few months, Karon is going to be in a much happier state, surrounded by positive people, people that have good energy, and people that naturally want to work with her on some business ventures and all that she has in mind. And the next card shows us that they will be successful ventures. So we have a lot of
That's
good...
like our crew here, you know?
Yeah.
Mike and Bob.
Yes.
The most positive people we know here.
They are. They really are. And hardworking guys. Very, very impressed with them. Your destiny, Karon, shows us that you're a woman who wants to take action, that this is the time that you will take action, that maybe in the past few years you've been holding back and kind of suppressing being motivated in places that you want to go and people that you want to see and all, but now you're going to go out and take action to get things done that you want to do. It's also showing that we have a new love coming into your life. And so actually it's showing that there are 3 suitors that are interested in you, care a lot about you, like you, would like to get to know you even better at this point. But in addition to that, there's a new love coming in down the road, which should be happening December, January, February of next year. We see here that you've been working hard, so you're showing here in this card that you are tired. You're tired, you've put in a lot of effort, you've worked hard all your life, and so you are reaping the rewards of that work, but yet a spirit is telling me to tell you your work is not done yet. You have a lot more yet that needs to be achieved. Money is coming to you. Money will be coming. So any venture you take or real estate venture, being that the prices are going to be dropping now because it's gone from a seller's market to a buyer's market. And so whatever you have going out there that could produce income is going to be produced. It's going to give you great revenue. It's also showing too that you yearn to take a trip. You really would like to get away. You would like to have a new adventure. You'd like to have new surroundings around you, something different, a change of scenery, and it is showing that you probably are going to be planning that next April, May, June. As a final outcome for this spread, it's showing that you're in for quite a shock. You do have a shock coming towards you, which we call the tower. And the tower, when the tower shows up, it's something happens that is a dramatic change. And when that happens, you end up saying, wow, I didn't...
Good, bad, or indifferent.
I didn't see that coming. Well, usually it's a surprise. And I can't say that you welcome it because it's something you didn't expect. But you see, the universe hears you all the time, and many a times you would like to change something, and we all do it, and we say, oh, I wish I had time to change this and organize that and get things together here, but I just don't seem to have the time. Then all of a sudden the universe says, okay, boom, I'm going to do something that's going to force you that, oh, wow, now I have to do what I've been putting off doing. And so you start from square one when the tower hits, and you start to build from that point on, and it becomes even more successful. It's showing, too, as a card that, to clarify, shows that you've been thinking a lot about your past. When you were a child, your siblings, your mom, your dad. And of course, you know, around this time of the year, we do start thinking that we do get emotional. And recently, we had a solar eclipse a couple weeks ago, and then just a couple days ago, we have a lunar eclipse. All this is connected to the moon. And when the moon shows up, the moon creates a lot of emotions within us, and so we go up and down. We burst out in tears and don't even know why, and we all become emotional, whether you're male or female. And in clarifying that, We do see here a new way for you to generate money. So there is new love coming towards you, and there's new money coming towards you from some sort of business venture or sell a property, whatever. Spirit is saying to you, and this here is a King of Swords, and this actually is from your late husband coming through, Ralph, and saying to you, you know, I want to deliver messages to you, but I want you to be more open to hear me, because right now what he's been delivering messages to you has been actually in your dreams. And many times when we wake up from our dreams, we can't remember. But Ralph is telling me that he is going to be sending you some sort of an omen. And so this omen is going to be coming to you probably within the next 2 to 3 months. So we're talking like 30, 60 days. Look for an omen. And so it could be anything. It could be you turning on the car radio and a favorite song comes on. It could be you thinking about him and you hear church bells ringing. It could be a butterfly. It could be a bird just automatically flying and landing on your deck. It could be lights blinking on and off, because a lot of time the spirits generate very well through electricity.
I've had all that happen.
You did? Oh, well, good. Well, he's sending you another omen. Get ready. Those lights are going to be blinking again. Oh, I do see here that you are going to be entering in, and this looks more like January, February, some sort of stressful conflict. So you're going to have a disagreement with some people. And actually, Spirit is saying, no, it's more like November, December, January, that you'll be having a conflict with people, a disagreement, words will be spoken, and so that will be just a little stressful for you. And Spirit is asking you also and advising you to watch your health. So Spirit is saying, when you feel tired, then call it a day. Quit pushing yourself, because you do push yourself more and more and more. But if you're tired and it's only 7 o'clock at night, that's fine. You're tired. That's it. That's all you do for that day. You take a shower, you take a bath, you go to bed. Because if you don't, then it's going to start to hurt your health.
And I watch Hallmark.
Okay, well, that's good.
It's a stress reliever.
Is it?
Or go to a Vito Zotto show where I laugh all the time.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, watch Hallmark while you're laying in bed so you don't get sick. We want you to keep that energy up. And it's showing here that coming in the spring especially, there's going to be a celebration of some sort that you will be attending. It could be a wedding, a birthday party, some sort of celebration is coming up for you. And so, would you like to take a little more closer look at the romance?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Well, in addition to the tarot cards, I also naturally open us up to oracle cards. And oracle cards are cards that have messages, and these messages are just the same as we do with the tarot, but there doesn't have to be any sort of layout. And so what I'm going to ask you to do is, these are romantic cards, and so we're going to lay these out. Sorry that those were turned upside down. Just stick those in here. And so, Karon, all I would like you to do is run your hand above the cards and just say, I just would like some advice as to what romance will be coming into my life.
Or just like some advice as to what romance will be coming into my life.
And then pick up a card and give it to me. Card that calls to you. Very good. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So with someone that you already know, that if you want to know them better and get to know them better, open yourself up, let them hear what you're thinking inside and what your real inside is like. Pick another one. Okay. Codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Now, addictions are what we might feel towards eating and chocolate and cakes and sweets. And so addictions come in many, many forms. And so we watch that so it doesn't take over our life. And so what we're seeing here is that that was just a warning that don't let that happen.
Not to eat all those birthday cakes?
Yeah, I guess not. Pick one more and then we'll pull some others here. Great, thank you. Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. And that's very true. You know, how we are, you know, what we were taught, naturally we bring forward into our future. And so there's one more grouping that I want to have you pick from, and that is animal guides, because you know, way back in the Indian days and all, animals were well respected, and it was known that in the spiritual world, the animal totems were always honored. And so these cards will tell you what animal spirit is watching over you. And so
I don't have any animals.
no, you don't have to animal, but in the spirit world, there are animals that are watching over you. So again, you want to know what animal is watching over you, pick the card, and
What
we'll
animal
see.
is watching over me? Well, I know Rindy Coker, whose office this is, loves cats, so maybe it'll be a cat.
Well, no, it's a
No.
dragonfly, and
Oh.
the dragonfly is magic. I embrace my transformation. I courageously let go of the past. The magic of nature is in me. I am brilliant. I am blessed. So the dragonfly is blessing you. And you know, that really describes you quite well, I think, honestly. That you're a very magical person. Naturally, you are brilliant. You have been very successful. You have been very blessed. And you're just a beautiful person to know. And that everyone
I
who
don't
meets
fly.
you. Well,
I got hypnotized once so I would fly.
really?
And I must have thought they said bye because it was for the color aqua. And I buy everything aqua, but I still don't fly.
Golly,
I have flown. I have flown.
You have flown? Oh,
Yeah.
God. Okay. We'll do one more. This is just a cute deck that was given to me as a gift. And what it does is it just tells you your future in one word, if you can believe that. One word. Okay, pretty lady, you know what to do there.
Okay, I want to know my future in one
word. Okay. And the word is, oh, a mature woman. Well, yes, she is. And she's quite beautiful, too. And so very intelligent. Beautiful, beautiful. Pick one more and we'll just make a little story there. Okay, thank you. Judication, uh-oh. So judication tells us that there may be a chance that you might be going into court. It could be a traffic ticket or whatever. And use this as a warning. So watch your speed and try to stay out of jail.
I'll do my best.
Okay, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. You know, tarot has been around. They try to find out when. Tarot's been around since like the 1300s. And it's not evil. Some people think, oh, well, you must be messing with the devil or whatever. No, no, no. It has nothing to do with that at all. As a matter of fact, tarot started, and they figured it started way back in Italy in the 1300s, and people used to come to the Catholic monks. And the Catholic monks used to read these cards and have them out, and people would come and talk about their problems and what should I do about this and that, and the monks would read the tarot. And so people were paying the monks, and then the church said, hey, wait a minute, you're taking money from us. Send the people to church. And they ordered that all the tarot cards be burned.
Oh, is that the reason?
Yes,
Yeah.
and so the monks then hid the tarot cards. A lot of those decks were burned, but several decks were saved because they were hidden, and then they stretched to India, to Egypt, to Spain, to France, to United States, and here they are. I mean, goes all the way back to the 1300s. And so there's a lot to be said for it, and like I said, it has nothing to do with talking to the devil. Rather, we're talking to the Spirit, we're talking to Jesus, we're talking to God, We're talking the Holy Spirit and the angels, and they're the ones that advise us. And so you can't just go and buy a tarot book and a deck of cards and say, oh, I'm a tarot reader. No, you have to have that open communication between the spirit world and yourself.
Well, I've gotten messages since I was a child. I mean, to go home and get dressed for a big seminar that they were having, and I told my mother I have to change clothes, I'm getting an award. She said, why, did they tell you they're having that? I said, no, but they are, and I did.
No kidding. Well, see that? I mean, really, there you have it. You know, you see, you've just been blessed with these abilities. And once again, you listen to that voice, which is your intuition, you know, and you're razor sharp. Razor sharp. And you being a Scorpio has a lot to do with that. I mean, Scorpios are very open. Scorpios are very strong. Scorpios dig and try to find the truth. And that's the kind of person that you are. That's why when people deal with you, they know exactly who they're dealing with because you lay it all out right in front of them.
And then they tell me I'd never mess with a Scorpio, and they proceed to do it. So.
Oh, golly, Neds. Well, that's, you know, tremendously interesting. You know, too, if you want, we could pick one more card here. These are from the archangels. And so the archangels also, they watch over us tremendously, and these have tremendous amount of advice for us. Here we go. So, whichever card calls out to you. Okay, great. If you have ability to imagine it or even to think about it, this universe has the ability and the resources to deliver it fully unto you. For it is like a well-stocked kitchen with every ingredient imaginable at your disposal. Boy, that's good to remember. There is no limit. You can say, oh my goodness, I'd wish for $1,000. Why not wish for $1 billion? Go ahead. There is no limit in the universe to whatever you want. You want fame? Go ahead, visualize it, and it'll come to you.
You know, I found that out because I always wanted to write a book, and when I was in nursing school, I kept a lot of notes about different things. And then I think I was telling you earlier, I mean, I called a major publisher and asked for the chief editor, and that was not done, especially at that time. And he answered the phone, and I said, who are you? He said, who'd you ask for? And he proceeded to buy the book. I mean, I had to send in, you know, a chapter and an outline. And he proceeded to buy the book and send us on a publicity tour, and it went into hardcover, it went into softcover and paperback in Avon, called Nurses on Our Own, and it's still available to people. And everybody said, you know, I was on boards and everything else where at colleges where people would say, oh, you can never get a book published, don't even try. A literary agent that was there said to everybody, don't even try, don't even think about it. And I did it.
See that? It's all persistence, you know. And when it comes to you using imagination to manifest what you want, when you want to manifest something, you write it down and you be specific. And then you read it in the morning and you read it at night before you go to bed. And then all of a sudden that will come to you, whether it's a job, money, love, it doesn't matter. Write it down, but be very specific. It's if it's a lover, then you want to say, I'm looking for somebody that's 6 foot tall, brown hair, brown eyes, stable, secure. You write all that down.
We got 5 minutes left.
Okay, and I'll tell you, it'll come to you, but you be specific and write it down, and then also say it as if you already have it. So you're not saying, I would like to meet someone. You say, thank you for sending me Mr. Right.
Well, it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing sometimes, and I already had one.
So did I. So did I. I know. But nevertheless, we still could have a companion. We don't have to, you know, have that same deep love.
But I told you, I liked the way we did it in nursing school. When, you know, there was a medical school, a dental school, the policemen were there, everybody. We all had 3 dates a night. You'd have dinner with the interns and go out with the policemen later and stuff. The dates were very nice. They were not like the dates that people have now.
Oh.
That's when there was a pizza or hamburger or whatever.
There was, yes, there were morals then, and everything was so different, and it was beautiful then. I mean, now we've just lost complete control. You know, you could see it in a lot of entertainers.
Yeah, the romance isn't there like it used to be.
No, no. It's a big thing that's missing.
You know, before I forget, I also want to congratulate Bob Rutherford and his wife Betty on their new grandson, Elijah.
Oh, yes. Congratulations.
So that was a
Beautiful
miracle.
Elijah. He's a.
And Bob, my cred, he already beat him to being a grandfather. So
He did?
we congratulate him for several of them, right, Mike? Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful guys. God bless you both. That's wonderful.
So what is the last thing that you want to tell me?
Well, what I would like to tell you is if you would really like to know what's going to be happening in your future, or if you're confused about something or have any questions, seek out someone that does tarot. You know, myself and Ed, I'm out there. I go to a lot of different places, a lot of different towns. I have clients all over the United States, actually, and I even do phone interviews and phone tarot.
So how would they get a hold of you?
They could reach me at my website, or my email is medicalmanslaughter28@gmail.com. So medicalmanslaughter28@gmail.com.
That has to do with the book.
That has to do with the book, which you can get on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and you can get it at your library.
I think I'm going to have to write medical manslaughter too, because my husband too was injured in a hospital. He was a paratrooper. He was on the SWAT team, a detective in robbery. He did every dangerous thing in the world and got injured in the hospital by their negligence, which really makes me sick as a nurse.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, they put my husband in a coma, and the doctor insisted on giving him a pill, even though he had blood all over his brain, blood inside his brain, because he had fallen at the house. And I said, no. I said, no. I'm the wife, no. And behind my back, even though I said no, they gave it to him. Next morning, he was in a coma.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry about what goes on in hospitals now. It's not the same, I can tell you that, because I know behind the scenes what goes on, and I know what I've had to do recently, even with hospice people, in dealing with a relative and stuff like that. Things I had to order many things. I had to find many things that they could give to the person because they were not doing the correct things. And I had to fight with many people. So I'm not too happy about that either.
No. It's a sad situation. But it was great to be here with you today. I hope you enjoyed your read, and look forward to a lot of very happy months ahead for you.
I know. Are you going to be around for all these parties and excitement?
Well, I would love to be.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us. And I don't think you gave a phone number. Do you want to give a phone number?
Yes, 708-567-9972. 708-567-9972.
Well, thank you. Gloria Yorke, read her book, give her a call, find out what your future is. I hope it gave you some insight into what all of our futures are. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Good night.